Hey programmers, welcome back. Right now I want to go over the approach for this level averages problem. So in this problem, what we want to do is take in a binary tree and return an array representing all of the average values for every single level. So how can I interpret this problem? Well, if I look at the first element of the array, that represents the average of everything on this level, right? If I look at the next level containing 11 and 4, their average is 7.5. If you look at this very bottommost level, their average is 10. And of course, an average is just the sum of items divided by the number of items. So that's a pretty straightforward ask, but how can we go about implementing this one? So hopefully you're doing these problems in order. If not, I highly recommend it. Because this is really just a variation of the last problem we did, right? We already know the core logic to designate a level for every node, right? We'll say that the root node has level 0, its children have level 1, and those children of all of the nodes on level 1 have level 2, right? We always say that in general, if I am a node at level n, then my children have level n plus 1, right? So I'm at least able to label the level of every single node here, and that would actually tell me into which average they're going to contribute, right? And so imagine that I really just deconstructed this problem into a level array problem, right? So let's say I created maybe just a subarray for every level, right? If I was able to just put all of these nodes into their respective level subarrays, then I would have an easy way to actually figure out what I should sum up and what I should group together, right? If I was able to get this as an intermediate step, I can just take all of those subarrays and individually find the average of all the elements in every subarray. So I should end up with my final averages, taking the average of all of these levels. So this is really just a two-step solution, right? It should just be a review of the last problem. That is, first start by gathering every node into its respective level subarray. And then after the fact, so not in nested code, but totally afterwards, you can just compute the average of every subarray. If we say that n is the total number of nodes, this algorithm will actually have O of n time. It's going to take O of n time to put every value into its respective subarray. And then because I'm not going to nest any additional code, afterwards I'm going to do another O of n step, right, to find the average of every subarray. So overall, I'm looking at O of n plus O of n, which is still O of n time. The space is also going to be very similar. I do have the intermediate, like 2D levels array, but if I think about the combined length of all of those subarrays, they would just be exactly the number of nodes in the tree, because I have an element or a value for every single node of the tree. All right, so let's go ahead and code this one up, and I'll catch you in the walkthrough video if you get stuck.